Happy Wednesday. There you go. Hey. Okay. Hey, y'all. Thank you. Hey, what's up, y'all? Hey, TikTok. What up, TikTok? What up, Instagram, Facebook? What up, YouTube? What up, y'all? On this good Wednesday, you know? Uh-oh. Where is my notes? Okay, here it is. All right, let's get into this read. Welcome back to my channel. This is Adana, also known as the Afrozine. And today I'm reading for the beautiful, handsome collective. Hello, collective. How you doing? Flowers, flowers, flowers. Flowers, flowers, flowers. Flowers, flowers, flowers. Yeah, you get some flowers, period. You get some, and you get some. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell to book a private reading with me or to shop at my store. All that information is in the description box below, all right? Before we get into this good read today, did you grab the copy of your book here, huh? Did you? If you did not, you still got a lot of time, okay? Yes, shameless plug, all right. Wisdom Beyond Wounds was created by me for myself and also the collective here that have went through many streams or bouts of narcissism, okay? So it's literally a shadow book to help you dive deep or delve deeper into, you know, the aspects and many different traits surrounding narcissism here, okay? So this book is readily available on Amazon. Thank you so much for your support. It is truly appreciated. I see that some of you guys already received your books, and also this is internationally been sold as well too. I have supporters in Germany. I believe Norway has also supported me. Mwah. Thank y'all so much. Y'all truly, I truly appreciate y'all. Y'all rock. All right. All right, so let's get into this read. Thank you. So channel message here is, and this is more so from an emotional standpoint to aspect in regards to the read today, okay? Channel message here is they can't handle the troubled waters, okay? So I was in my meditative state, and I don't know if you guys ever heard this folklore or this actual, it was something that a lot of elder women would sing, and it was called Wade in the Water, okay? I'm going to sing it, but then I'm going to break it down, okay? So it's wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's going to trouble the waters, if that makes sense. So you're wading in this water, right? Channel messages, they can't handle the troubled waters. You were placed in a space where you were wading in the water, right? Whether you even knew how to swim or you did not know how to swim. But overall, you were supposed to keep calm as you were wading in the water, because your enemy, or the enemy is, again, a friend, toxic lover, toxic spouse, family members, co-workers, however it resonates for you here, okay? They wanted to lure you into a situation to where you would not be able to contain yourself, more so emotionally. So that's where it comes in when it comes to the water aspect of things, okay? So with that being said here, They thought that you would have been an emotional wreck. They thought that you would have had like an emotional breakdown. They thought that you would not have been able to come back if you did have an emotional breakdown, if that makes sense. But they wanted to put you in a situation here where you wouldn't be able to kind of get a hold of your emotions, more so literally and figuratively, metaphorically speaking here. So with that saying, wade in the water, wading in the water, you're waiting, but you're also wading. So you're using your body as a form of like a buoyancy, and you're floating as you're waiting to see what's going to happen. And in the midst of you waiting, God is going to trouble the waters. So even though you may be in a space where you may be emotionally conflicted, you may be emotionally not well enough to equip what's happening to you while you were amongst these individuals here, you were still in a safe space. Okay, so basically in the midst of the storm, you should be calm when it comes to your emotions. They need for you to get out of character so that way they can bring forth, or you'll get we'll say you'll get what's the word? You'll get swallowed by the waters, or more so your emotions, if that makes sense. So they created the storm and they wanted you to react to the storm. I had a teacher growing up. I will never forget her name. Her name was Miss Claudette Harris. She was my second grade teacher. She was a heavier set woman. She passed away a long time ago, but I've always had a close like love to her. She gave me like a big mama vibe. Like even she was bigger in stature, and she was a no nonsense teacher, but she didn't play. But when it came to love, she always had the love there. And she told me one time, I'll never forget. She said, it was raining outside. We were in school and it was raining outside, and the thunder started to come in. So I was nervous at the time. I was like 7 years old in second grade. And she came to me and she told me, she said, every time that God cries, sometimes you may hear the thunder. And I didn't understand what she meant by that. And she went on to say that as God brings forth the rain and the thunder, is like your tears mean that your answers are heard or your prayers are heard, and then the thunder represents that God is very angry. So this is why the water is coming down in that kind of way. And yet again, I didn't understand why she said what she said back then, but now it makes sense to me now. And yes, they have created such catastrophic storms, or attempted to create catastrophic storms in your life here, that they ended up getting caught in the same storm that they thought that you were going to be caught in here. So in the midst of the storm, be calm. And they created many different distractions while you were in this water. But remember, your emotions is the water here, okay? They're not able to contain themselves. They're not able to contain their emotions here, and this is why they're kind of falling or having a fall from grace here, because they thought that things were going to work out in a way that they anticipated, and it did not here. So as you're wading in the water, don't be distracted by the outside distractions. Be connected to self. Be still. As you're waiting, you kind of have to be still. You're in that one space. It's like if you're in quicksand here, the first thing, the number one rule they tell you not to do is panic. You must be calm in the midst of the storm, but more so emotionally here, right? And if you're able to understand that, then while you're in the quicksand here, you'll be able to kind of think in a calmer moment here. You're not utilizing your emotions in a way to where it's going to get the best of you. It's going to drown you in that way, and you'll be able to get out of the quicksand here. So they're not able to handle the trouble waters. Hey, Mary. Thank you, boo. Yeah, you are the star. Okay, I could even split it in this way. Yes. Physically, you are the star. Literally, you are the star. Metaphorically and also figuratively, you are the star. And you can look at this as the northern star as well, too. Sometimes when you're able to get a clear view of the sky, there's that one particular star out of all the stars that tends to shine much brighter than the other stars, if that makes sense. Hold on, let me get y'all out of here. All right. Okay. All right, cool. You could be an Aquarius, okay? You could be following the North Star, also the North Node, if that makes sense. That's all I was saying. So sometimes when you're able to get a clear view at night in regards to the sky here, sometimes you're able to see that one star that kind of shines a little bit more brighter than all the other stars here. Yes, like a shooting star. And you're it's like your spirit, or you're being guided to kind of follow that star, if that makes sense. And you started to follow the light of that star, and it led you into bigger areas or bigger components or aspects of your life here, where you're able to see more of the lightness that were more so hidden from you because you were in darkness. I hope that makes sense. So yes, even though you were in the midst of darkness here, that star, or the star power within yourself, allowed you to cultivate it into an even bigger space here, where the light becomes to get brighter here. So the more you follow the light, or the more you follow the northern star, could be the north node as well too, or you're moving on up, or you are evolving, or you are ascending. You know what I mean? You're striving for greater things. You're doing you're walking up the steps, you know, you're leveling up. And there's just many different examples here, but it's like you're now starting to see that you are that true star, or you're starting to tap more into that innate star power within yourself here, and everyone is seeing that, if that makes sense. So it's causing a disarray with other people when it comes to their feelings here, because it's like, well, we did all these things to you here, and you're not backing down. You're not falling at the waistline. You're not crumbling over yourself. You're realizing that these individuals are nothing but distractions, okay? The more you meditate, the more you're going to realize just how quiet or how still things can be if you don't allow the distractions to get the best of you, okay? Everything is within you. It's not outside of you. And the moment that you go outside of yourself is where you're going to see the most, or the vastness of the actual distractions here, okay? The light is within you. It's not outside of you. So the more that you operate within your light, within yourself, the more it's going to exude, right? What's in comes out. What's out comes in. That makes sense? It's a mirror. It's a cycle. You know what I mean? I could spin it in many different ways here. But we have date night. Date night is in reverse, okay? Let me clarify date night. What is date night? And why is it in reverse? Let me clarify that real quick. Marriage. Okay, hey Fabiana. Oh, Fabia, sorry. Hey Fabi. This could be someone's ex-spouse, or you could be still married to this person. Date night. Tell me more. Or someone is crying over the fact that this collection is over, this relationship is over, this marriage is over here. There's no more date nights, so there never were date nights here. If you were married to this person, you decide to disconnect or divorce this person here. Maybe you felt that there were never enough date night. Again, take that how that resonates. Remember, everything I mentioned to you is not going to resonate, so take what resonates, okay? But there's something about a marriage here, or since you've divorced or disconnected from this marriage here, this person's now seeing you as the shooting star, okay? Okay, all right, that makes sense. Let me see, what's this behind? Yep, okay, that make a lot of sense. Your false person of high honor. You see this person as a false person, and they're not of high honor here. Okay, the high honor that you may have had for them, or the respect, quote unquote respect, that you did have with them, you no longer have for them here. So you're able to move forward. And if you look closely here, if you see this pathway, the further you walk towards the pathway, the further you go deeper in the pathway, the more light shines. So it begins in the darkness in the beginning. So here's the darkness here. But the more you start to walk further towards the light here, the more the light becomes very bright here. Okay? We have liar, liar here. Okay? We have liar, liar. Yeah, then the domino effect. Yes. They wanted you to be so caught up in your emotions here that they thought that the things that they were going to do to you, for some odd reason, they think that they're God's gift, and they're not. I'm just gonna keep it real with you. They're not God's gift. Sorry, but not sorry here. That may trigger them, but who cares? They're not God's gift. And the reason why I say that here is because the things that they were doing were very ungodly or very unjust. So they don't have the energy or the connection to God like they keep saying that they do. Or for the ones that connected with this person here, they may have been an atheist. So you want to take that how that resonates. But anywho, the moment that you step away from this person here is when the domino effect took place. Okay? It's when the domino effect took place. It got them in their feelings, or it got them caught up in their feelings here where they felt like that their emotions are too much for them to handle. This is why some people feel that it's okay to put their hands on you, because they don't have control of their emotions here. So you really trigger this person in a very profound way here. But yet I said, in the midst of the storm, you need to be calm, because even though they created the storm, they wanted you to react to the storm. And now that you didn't react to the storm is still there. So someone has to react to it in some way, somehow. The person that actually created the storm is the one that's going to react to it. See, they were hiding behind you because they thought that whatever they create in your life, that they thought that they would be able to hide or protect themselves from what they created in your life. But the moment that you step aside from it, or the moment you became still, yes, the storm was going on around you, the distractions were still going on around you, but it did not affect you. And that's why it's affecting them in this way here. And they don't know how to get out of the storm that they created for themselves. That's why that folklore, that song, wade in the water, wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's going to trouble the waters. Be still. Be still. Be still. And you're being still, and it's not affecting you. By you being still, it's not affecting. He's like, well, what's going on? Well, why you ain't reacting to what I'm doing? And I'm doing this towards you, and you ain't, and you ain't, and you ain't, and you ain't, and you ain't reacting. And why ain't they reacting to my uproar? Why ain't they reacting to my T-Rex? Why aren't they reacting? And they're trying to figure out what's wrong with you, because you're not reacting, because you're still. But God, Spirit, Jesus, universe, divine source, divine power told you to be still, right? And the more still you became, the more you learned about self. Again, the distractions are outside of you. It's not within you. They created the storm to create the distractions within you. That's where the emotions come in. And if they were successful with creating the storm and also creating the distractions within you, well, then you'll be a muddle of emotions, or you'll be a muddle of water, and then you would not have been able to handle the troubled waters. Does that make sense? They can't handle what they dish. The hermit. So now they're trying to do what you've done, and they can't do it because they don't know how to do it, because they are distracted by many things. They're distracted by you being still or becoming still. Does that make sense? So now they're trying to take it up a notch, and they're trying to remote view. This ain't gonna resonate for everybody, but they're trying to remote view you and trying to get a glimpse into your stillness, trying to get a glimpse into why you're so quiet, trying to get a glimpse into why you don't care anymore. Where you become still, especially for self or in meditation or however you do your things here, a lot of things ain't gonna bother you anymore. I'm telling you. It ain't gonna bother you. Like, man, whatever. You are able to see way past what they're trying to push onto you here, and it won't affect you in the way that they anticipate. So this is why some individuals tend to go towards spirits of many different types of spirits, because there are spirits all around us, and there are many different types of spirits. But these type of individuals specifically pick spirits of, we'll say, the 7 sins, okay? And that will be like alcohol and paraphernalia and things like that, because they're trying to escape, to distract themselves from your stillness. Imagine that you're still, you're so still. I have my water right here. I ain't doing nothing to it. It's just right now, it's completely still. I'm just holding it for you, right? This is you. This is the body. This is your body right here. And that you have contents of self within self. That makes sense. Just use that as an example. And they want you to, they're trying to create. Do you see that whirlwind inside of you? They want to distract you by going within you, by saying things about you. You ain't, and you ain't, and you'll never be, and that ain't right, and yah. And they're trying to muster up, and they're trying to shake, And they're trying to create a whirlwind or a storm within yourself here, so that way you can't escape the troubled waters. Does that make sense? I just saw, I was like, yeah, this, let me use this. It was a good example, you know? Hey, C. Davis, hey, boo. So yes, you put an ending to this. You sure did. You put an ending. You put an ending to their distractions. You put an ending to their foolishness. You put an ending to it when you stop giving it attention. Where your energy flows, that's where the problem arises or the problem goes. You're going to have to take that how that resonates, okay? You could be a Scorpio, they could be a Scorpio, or you could be an Aquarius, they could be an Aquarius. But they do look at you as that unicorn here, and you have the green light to move forward. Yes, you do. You have the green light to move forward here. And while you're moving forward, they're still caught in that whirlwind of chaos and destruction that they created for themselves. Well, you're just going to leave us here? Yeah, they the one that created the foolishness. Why would you get somebody out of something that they created for themselves, specifically, maliciously, intent with strong harmful intentions or evil intentions? Why would you get someone out of a whirlwind of foolishness that they place themselves in? Let them stay right there and figure it out, since they're the one that created it. If you're going to create something, make sure you have the antidote in regards to what you create. Make sure that you have an exit plan in regards to what you create, and make sure it's not a negative thing that you're creating, because 9 times out of 10 or 10 times out of 10 here, they don't have a backup plan, because that's the only plan that they think is going to work. And for some, yeah, that's true. It may have worked for many years upon years here, because I mean, hey, they do what works best for them, and hey, that's fine for them. But when they come up against someone like you, with your caliber, with your star power here, they're getting a second look, or they're getting another point of view here, where that you're not the one to play with. If that makes sense. They can't handle your stillness. What's wrong with you? Why aren't you talking to me? Why aren't you arguing with me? Why don't you this? Why don't you that? If that makes sense, it's just like, okay, well, la-di-da, 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 and like, you're just gonna la-di-da for the rest of your life? Yeah, la-di-da's life. Of course. So we got repercussions here. Okay, so another example would be that let me think about that. Okay, another example would be is that there was a boat in the midst of this storm here, and they're trying to send, so they're trying to create the storm for you, and they're trying to get you, hey, I need help, can you help me out, whatever the case may be. And they're thinking that you're going to extend your hand towards them, so they can kind of pull you out of the storm that they created. So they tend to throw tidbits of things out there, so that way they can see how strong you are. So let's just say they added a boat to this actual mist of storm here that they think that you're going to get on, right? You see the boat coming towards you, but your spirit is telling you don't get on that boat, because if you get on the boat, you're going to sink. And you're already keeping yourself afloat with just your body weight here. This is figuratively, metaphorically speaking, or literal here. But you're using your body weight as a form of a floating device in that kind of way, and you're doing well for yourself while you're in the midst of the storm here. But you see a boat coming along, and the boat is rattled, it's old, it's rickety, there's holes all over it. But that boat that was kind of more so sent to your rescue was that person that kind of pushed it out there, because they want to see if you're going to just take what comes along, if that makes sense. And in the midst of storms, yes, there are going to be a lot of debris that's going to fly around. There's going to be a lot of debris that's in the air, that's in the water. You know what I mean? And you have to be careful not to get hit, or not to get in the way of the flying debris, if that makes sense. And they thought that if they were to send this, we'll say, lifeless boat towards you here, that you would just be more susceptible to just kind of take whatever comes your way here. Again, this is why it's imperative for you to be still in your meditation, in your prayers, in your silence, however way you do your thing here. And it didn't work. So the repercussions here for you is divine justice, because the moment that you would have gotten on that boat, um, you didn't know like all of the, we'll say, properties or the principalities surrounding this boat here, okay? And they tried to utilize that boat in the form of you, like if you were to get on it, you would have sunk further, like further, deeper into your emotions here. Okay, they wanted to send you like a life raft or a life jacket here, but the life jacket that they sent out to you had holes. So the moment that you put it on and you try to inflate it, it doesn't work. You know what I mean? And this is where you're going to start to panic, because yet again, you're already still with your body weight, and someone's sending something, well, just use this, and you put it on because you think you can trust them. You put it on, you're like, oh my, this ain't working. Then you start to panic in that kind of way. So Spellwork is here. Okay. Well, let me tell you something about witches. That's a pet peeve of mine. Let me talk about witches. There are good witches. Yes, they are. If you don't want to believe it, maybe the share not for you. Okay. There are good witches and there are bad witches. Some witches operate in the light. Some operate in the dark. There's a difference between positivity surrounding lightness, and there's a negativity of examples surrounding lightness. The same for dark. Stop saying that witches altogether is evil and bad spirited. It is not. I keep saying there are two sides to a story. Two sides to a story. I don't like when people, oh, that's a witch, that's a witch. Well, what kind of witch is it? Is it a kitchen witch? Is it an herbal witch? Is it a earth? What kind of witch is it? Stop saying all witches are bad, because that's not the case. If you don't know what we talk about, shh, for real. That irritates me to no end. Spellwork is here. Not everything that you see is bad. Not everything that you see is good. It's a split. That's just how the way the world works. And we got Spellwork here. Okay? Oh my God. Oh, she's a witch. Oh, he's a witch. Okay, what kind of witch? And they be the ones that be doing the foolishness behind the scene. They ain't low, boo. Anywho, let me don't get sidetracked, but please. So Spellwork is here. So as I mentioned here, they thought that you were going to take their bribe, or you were going to take the chance in regards to what they were trying to throw towards you while you were in the midst of the storm here. And the moment that you would have gotten on the boat here is the moment they would have did their boopity bop boop, or their Toy Story candles, I like to call it here. They would have utilized their Toy Story candles here to make you sink, and it didn't work in this way. It could be a sister. Again, take it how it resonates here. You may have a sisters that may try to friend request you or trying to get back into your life, but friend request is in reverse. So you may, in the next coming days, maybe this was something from the recent past here, you may get a notification from a sister maybe trying to like refriend you on social media or wherever, however, child. Okay. Could be a sister that's doing this to you, or I said a spouse or ex-spouse, or again, however it resonates. I'm just going about what came out here. It could be spun in many different ways, okay? Many different ways. All right, let me use the Kipper. Where's my Kipper? Tell me more about this sister. Yeah, this is sibling rivalry, family room and despair, okay? Yep, Toy Story candles. It's make-believe. It's, it's not real. They don't know what they're doing at all. These particular individuals don't know what they're doing. That's why they're in this disarray or dismay of their emotions here. And this is what people are speaking about in the family room here. The family room is trying to figure out how to get this person back into a state of being more so normalized. But to be honest here, individuals that do harmful things or baneful things towards other people are not normal. That's just my point of view and how I see things here, my perspective here. They're not normal. So it's like they're trying to get them back to a life of normalcy, but their normalcy is what's hurting people, or talking about people, or gossiping about people, or trying to bring people down. So it's not working because they can't go back to what they know because of the changes or shifts that are happening in this world here. That is the message. They can't. They're trying to, but they can't. They can't go back to the past because the past is the reason why they're in the predicament now, if that makes sense. So they're trying to go back to things that they are comfortable with, chaos and mayhem and destruction and things of that nature. And they can't go back to what they know because the changes won't allow that to happen. They're now being forced to change. This could be metaphorically, spiritually, literally, but they're being forced to change. Judication. Okay? Okay. There's a lover, or it could be a lover here that may have lost their job. So they're drowning in their emotions because they can't financially they're not handling their finances properly, or they lost their finances here. All their finances went to you to destroy you, which is crazy. Because to be honest here, the little couple dollars that they had, they could have gave it to you, child. They could have put that in your hand. They could have put that in your Cash App, your PayPal, your Venmo. You know what I mean? Instead of just wasting on this tomfoolery, foolishness here, this hogwash of friggin' oh man, these people are something else, child. Now they're looking for people to save them because now they're sinking, but they're sinking in their emotions. Okay, we are all filled with emotion, but it's up to you to decide how you're going to be able to maneuver through your emotions here yet again, which is why it's very imperative to is the reason why what's going on. Okay, is a reason why they are looking for some form of a way out here, because they're like, they're deep in their emotions. We have magician here is in reverse. Yeah, magician is in reverse. They can't get out the trickery. I could look at it in this way too. I feel like they were more so blindfolded in the chaos that they created. They just created things out of nowhere, and they weren't really too sure as to what could possibly happen, but they just knew that it was going to happen in the way that they thought. So it could have been also a form of apprehension here, which also can null and void everything. So I'll use manifestation as an example. Let's say that you want to manifest $100. It's just an example here. And you don't know how you're going to get it, but you're in good spirits that day that you're wanting to manifest that $100 bill. But something happens in a split second where you decide to go against what you're trying to manifest. Oh man, the $100 is not coming. Oh, I'm not going to get it. You kind of like go against the prayer or the mantra that you're stating to get that $100. Well, now you just null and void the actual manifestation to come through here. Yeah, in the beginning, you were very happy and you were very open to receive. But when you weren't seeing the results in the way that you wanted to see it or anticipate for the results to come towards you here, something happened in a split second where it shifted the way that you saw things, or you may have felt things or thought about things here to the point where now it's not coming in, So you got to be careful of the thoughts that you think. We all do have negative thoughts from time to time, but yet again, this is where you utilize the greatness of becoming still and allow that negative thoughts or talk or chatter to just kind of run through. Just you hear it, you let it come through. Oh, I'm such a such. Let it go. Once it come up, just let it go. Don't entertain it. Don't worry about it. Just let it go, and it's going to pass here. And that's what you did. You let everything pass. And while you were waiting, all of the destruction and chaos was surrounding you, and you saw a lot of things. A lot of things. And once all the storm has dissipated or became calm, you were able to literally get out of the water and walk towards the shore here. So you're on shore right now. You're on the land right now, if that makes sense. You are grounding yourself, or you have grounded yourself to a point where things are not going to affect you in the way that they thought or anticipate here. Yes, come on, Spirit. Two of Wands. Yes, come on. So Two of Wands represents traveling. You're traveling to better ground, better footings, a better foundation. You see the world in this person's hand? You see the light, the star. The sun is a star, but do you see the light or the sun or the star of the show here? And you have the world in your hand, and now you are trekking, or you're moving forward to bigger and brighter things, or a better foundation, or a better footing. See this person's leg or foot is on the foundation here. They're creating, if that makes sense. Yes, this is a collective read. And as you're moving forward here, the tower is hitting. So you're not looking back, you're moving forward here. And this is why the tower is happening in this way, because you're moving forward. And despite the tower to be concrete or made of clay, however this resonates here, okay? There's concrete and there's clay here. It still was able to be penetrated and destroyed. So even though they thought that they had a lot of protection or a lot of armor, or maybe they thought they was the Trojan horse, you know? And they thought that other people's attacks on them would be more so impenetrable, where no one will be able to kind of break down what they have created here. It still failed, because look at how much rugged structure or foundation that they created here. There's rocks at the bottom that they thought was going to be cool. It looks like, we'll use it as mud. We'll say that's even mud or some kind of like a landslide. So the foundation wasn't properly created here. And the crown that they thought that they had, it has been taken off their head. So they never had a crown. They thought they did, but they did not, okay? And everybody just falling out this building, or they're falling out this foundation. It's not safe. It's not sturdy. Oh my God. Oh my God. You see all this black smoke as well too. Yeah. Everybody's kind of like running for their lives, or they're running to see how they can get to safety here. There's another person here with a crown. I don't know if you can see here. There's another person with a crown. So there's a bigger crown here and there's a smaller crown here. To me, that represents, that could be the originator or the person that started all of this initially here. And once they were overthrown off their faulty foundation here, everything else started to crumble, because without the person who originated all of this here, the other people don't have someone to follow. They feel like that they can't be led or lead properly here, so everyone else is suffering, because that initial person that created all of this here, they have fell to their demise. So that's the confession here with the Seven of Swords. Yeah. Yeah. Well, if somebody's saying something negative, let me know, boo. I'm not arguing with nobody. I know who I am, so I don't give a damn. But if somebody acting stank in the comment on Instagram, please let me know, and I'm going to get them out of here. I don't care about them. Child, please. They can get their own platform, their own channel. They can do what they need to do, okay? No hard feelings, but it is what it is. You don't like what I'm saying? Move along, boo. Whoever it is, if it is somebody, okay? I ain't got time. I'm here to teach. Anywho, we got Page of Pentacles here. A child could be involved in this. Page is children, something brand new, a new beginning, a new outlook here, a new potential. You're becoming very practical, okay? 2, 3, 4, 5. You may have 5 kids, or you could be on your 5th child. You could be pregnant with a 5th child. Take that how to resonate. Not going to be for everybody. But there's a Page of Pentacles, or there could be an earth sign, because Pentacles also represents earth. Again, it's just, you're going to sturdier grounds, or you're building sturdier grounds, if that makes sense. Okay. We have 3 of Swords here. Yep, and they're stuck in the past, in their emotions. Yes. They are stuck in their emotions here with the 3 of Swords, because of you as the star. You've risen, or you rise above everything, and the brightest star can see everything. Or you can be that bird that has the higher points of an aerial view here, where you're able to see things from a bigger perspective here. The higher you go, the bigger the perspective is going to be, literally and figuratively, if that makes sense. Let me repeat that. The higher you evolve, or the higher that you go, the bigger the perspective is going to be, okay? And that's what they never thought that you would have within yourself, because they thought that you would always see their way as their way, or their way as a highway. It's my way or the highway. And you're like, oh, okay. They gave you an option. They gave you 2 options. They did. They said it's either my way or the highway. So he was like, okay, well, you don't like their way, so you decided to take the highway. And they were like, wait. You weren't supposed to do that. They gave you 2 options, and you took the latter. Yes, with the Page of Wands. Yes, you're getting a new beginning here. You see this stick here? Okay, you're reinvigorating the fire within yourself here. All this is fire energy here. You could be a fire sign, or you could be dealing with the fire sign here. But there's a lot of fiery energy that's very confident on your quest or your trek to move forward, or move forward on your new journey. Everything is fire, which is good in this instance here. It's the confidence that you have within yourself, despite everything being dried out for you, despite them trying to drown you in your emotions. Someone could be from the country of Nepal, Nepal, Nepal. I'm also here in Pakistan. You could be from Pakistan. Someone's name is Patty or Patricia. They're looking for the emergency button to stop all this crying, to stop all this emotional outpour, this emotional outburst, this angst, this anxiety. They're trying and they can't find that button. The button is within themselves, but because this inside of themselves is so chaotic, they don't know how to stop, if that makes sense. They kind of feel like that they're out of control and they don't know how to control themselves, clearly, because look how they're acting. They're having a meltdown over you for moving forward, for trekking onto a new journey here. This is perfect. Thank you, Spirit. Page of Wands and journey. You had the fire to start up again, or you re-fired up yourself, or you reignited yourself to do something better for self. And you could have been on your spiritual path for 10 years. You could be born on the 10th month, or your birthday is on the 10th day. Someone's birthday is March 10th or October 3rd. You may have an elder that may have celebrated a birthday that may have just turned 103 years old, or maybe they have recently passed, but if they were still alive, they would have been 103 this year, okay? So again, take it how it resonates. I'm just trying to spin it in many ways as I can. The world. Hey, okay, the world is here. You're achieving things that people never thought that you could achieve when it comes to self. They never believed in you, so of course they wouldn't think you would be able to do it because they didn't believe in you. And that's okay. No one has to believe in you but you. You're not here to impress anyone. You're not here to go out your way to prove anything to anyone. To hell what anyone thinks about you. The only thing that matters here is how you think of yourself, or what you believe in yourself, because belief is a form of faith. I'm going to look up the etymology again. Just give me one moment here. Yes, the etymology of the word belief is to have faith or confidence. Yes, they did not have the faith to believe in you. Who cares? They did not have the confidence to believe in you. Of course, they won't have the faith or confidence to believe in you because they don't have it within themselves. So all they're doing is just projecting as to how they want to see themselves. They want to see themselves as you, but they can't be you, which is why they're so angry and they're pouting and they're having their 2-year-old tantrum, their toddler tantrums here, because you must believe their way. You must see it in this way. And this is why they're so emotionally inclined to have these meltdowns here. They can't be still in the waters that they created for themselves. They don't know how to emotionally stabilize themselves. This is why, yet again, they can't handle the troubled waters of self. They're seeing that, but they refuse to acknowledge that. They're seeing it, but they refuse to acknowledge it. And they don't have to acknowledge it if they don't want to acknowledge it, but just know that the judgment is here. And not only judgment is here, you see everyone has awakened. Have you seen that? Everyone has awakened here. Everyone. Soon as judge the big I, again, source, spirit, divine, creator, however way y'all do y'all thing. Soon as that big I came up, everyone has arise, or things that were once sleep or once resting has now awakened. Come on, spirit, talk, baby. You better talk to me, spirit, and say judgment. Look. Okay, you get me? You get me? And say judgment, man. Or justice, judgment and justice. They're seeing it play out, but they can't accept it. Okay, don't accept it. And the more that you can't accept changes, the more that you're going to go against change. And I highly, highly recommend that you don't ever go against your changes. Do not. There's some reasons why things have to shift and change in a way so you can see the bigger picture. There are some times, yes, and I know it's kind of harsh to say, but hey, sometimes we got to go through these harsh lessons in order for us to understand why those lessons were so harsh to begin with. Again, pay attention to the signs around you, but don't be distracted by it, okay? Pay attention to the signs around you, but don't become distracted by the signs that you see. It's all symbolism, if that makes sense. Everything around you is a form of symbolism. Everything around you is a form of a message or a messenger. And if you are consistently doing your inner work, you're doing your healing work, you're praying, you're doing your mantras, however way y'all do y'all thing here, these are when the messages are going to become much stronger. So when you're in prayer mode or while you're in meditation mode and you're asking for something and you're saying, hey, spirit, to confirm what I saw in my meditative state, let me see a red robin. You may not actually see the actual bird red robin, but let's say you're driving past a restaurant that you've never seen before and it says red robin. It's not, sometimes it doesn't come in the exact way that you anticipate. Again, this is why it's imperative to become still so you can see the bigger picture. The symbolism comes in bigger pictures, but you won't be able to see it, comprehend, or understand it if you are closed-minded, or you have a limited mindset, or you refuse to get out the box, or being able to see it from a bigger perspective. Does that make sense? The glasses are off. What are you seeing now? And that's a private question to you. That's an individual question that you will have to answer yourself. That makes sense? The glasses are off. The rose-colored glasses are off now. What exactly are you seeing? Are you able to be still to see what you need to see? And if not, that's okay. That means you still got more work to do, and that's okay. You're always going to be a work in progress, and that's okay. As long as you're working towards the progress to become better, that's okay. That makes sense? Your journey is not a rush journey. You living life is not a rushed process. That's why some of us are allotted a very long life of living, because you're trying to understand the process or understand the progress of you. That makes sense? Someone's name is Bruce. Yes, Ace of Cups. Now, cups represents water, emotions. So because you're still, you're now able to hear the signs or receive the signs from, again, spirit, God, divine source, however you do your thing. Look, there's a big hand with a cloud here. So it's like the hand of God, the hand of source, the hand of the divine, the hand of whoever, however here. You see that cloud here? It is like, here, I'm going to give you this cup. I'm going to fill this cup with greatness, with new love and creativity and emotional awakening, and you're being fulfilled here. So it's like you're in the bosom of this source energy, divine energy, again, however it resonates, and it brings forth success. Ace of Swords. because you're able to cut through what people are trying to hide from you or trying to stop you from seeing. Because now that your emotions are intact, you remember, you cannot pour from an empty cup, right? Now that your cup is being refilled with all of the greatness within yourself here, now you're able to move forward with the cup being filled, and now you're more cautious in regards to who cup that you fill. Because if your cup is filled and someone comes along with a dusty, nasty cup and it's all different types of holes or whatever within the cup here, you're trying to pour into this cup, eventually all that love, or just say all that water that you're pouring into someone else's cup is just running right through them. They're not taking the time to do anything to ensure that they can hold on to what you're giving them. And it can be a form of love, wisdom, finances, patience, time, energy, again, however it resonates here. So you're moving forward with your cup with the six of swords here. Okay. And even this here, do you see the storm? Look, there's a storm while you're walking away or while you're sailing away. There's still a storm here, but because you're still in the storm, the sun is there. Once you pass the storm, once you pass the storm, the light is right here. Look, safety is right there. If that makes sense. Wheel of Fortune. Yes. And that's what turns the wheel in your favor. That's what changes your destiny. That's what changes the opportunity for greater and vast things to come into your life here. But you have to do it. I could sit here until I'm blue in the face and be like, well, you got to. But if you're not ready to do what you need to do, well, then you won't be able to get to where you're trying to get to. If that makes sense. It's not a dig at anyone, but that's the true nature of it. If you don't take time to put in the inner work of self, you're going to be either stuck, you're going to remain stagnant, and sometimes that can actually correlate or connect to a person having an emotional breakdown because they don't understand why they stuck. It's like being in a maze for many years or being in a box and you know you need to get out the box and you keep hearing voices, and not in that way. Let me rephrase that. Oh Lord, child. You're hearing outside noises outside of the box and you're trying to figure out how to get out this box. But there's a flap at the top and you're seeing the light shining from the top of the box and you're like, I can't get out of this, but you can get out of it. There are many ways to skin a cat, and that's just an example, okay? Just a saying. There are many ways to skin a cat. But you're seeing that you feel like the options or the resources or the tools that you have is not enough to get you out the box, and that's not true. A box is nothing but paper. And especially if you keep crying over and over and over that you want to get out this box, well, you can utilize those tears to weaken the box, to soften the box. Because eventually, if a box gets wet, what happens? It gets all soiled up. It gets real soft. You can kind of rip through it easily. You can kind of tear through it easily, if that makes sense. And that was metaphorically, figuratively speaking here. But there are ways to get out of the box that other people are trying to put you in, is basically what I'm saying here. That's the power of you, not them. You, boo. That's the power of you, not them. They put you in the box with nothing. So they thought. They thought you were nothing, which is why you were in the box. Does that make sense? The epitome of who you are. They thought you were nothing. That's why they put nothing into the box. But you're not nothing. You're everything. And you have everything that you need to succeed when it comes to self. I hope that makes sense. That's where the true power is drawn or comes in, if that makes sense. They looked at you as nothing and deemed you as nothing and threw the nothing in the box. Look, we just threw nothing in the box. Yeah. They ain't gonna be able to get out of this. Yeah, watch. Okay, you watched it, heifer. And the moment that you realize that your tears could be a catalyst, yes. Sometimes you have to cry about things. That don't make you weak. That don't make you weak when you cry about things. Sometimes you have to cry about things to release things so you can see the bigger picture, so you can feel better about yourself, so you can even transform or transmute that tears into something greater. That's just me. and say peacock. And we all know that when you see a peacock in all in its glory, all in its essence, is a showstopper. I mean, the whole everything, the feathers coming out, and you just like, wow, that looks so, you're so, it's a form of enlightenment. It's a form of like an aha moment. It's a form of pure peace when you see a peacock. I mean, there's many different types of correlations or stipulations, you know what I mean? But when you see that peacock in all its essence, you'll be like, wow, that's so pretty, you know? The peacock shifted in a way. It's one way, this way, for a reason. It's not time to show itself off. But when it feels happy, when it feels fed, or whenever it's in its great habitat and it feels safe to strut its feathers, or to open up this feathers here, yes, unique the goddess, then you see the actual glow up. Yes, of love. You. Again, they thought you were nothing. They thought you had nothing. And that's not true. You have everything within self, not outside of self. Again, that's where the distractions come in. You have everything within self here, and that's what they weren't expecting you to have, because, again, they treated you as nothing. And you were still able to transform despite them thinking that you didn't have an identity, and you did. They didn't understand your identity. That's why they writ you off as nothing. Your identity in regards to who you are is very unique. It's very different. And these individuals, family members, friends, foe, whatever, however, here, ex-spouse, ex-lover, they didn't understand your uniqueness or your differences here. This is why they threw you away as such. I don't understand the collective. I don't this and I don't that, and they don't make sense and that. You make all the sense in the world. They're just not on your level, your frequency, your vibration to understand what you're trying to put down. You're giving them game. You're giving them the game, but they're not understanding how the game really works. So it becomes a checkmate for you, not for them. And as I mentioned before, people that are ignorant to changes, that are ignorant to uniqueness of others, that are ignorant to differences of others, the first thing they're going to do, ew, what is that? Ew, why I look like that? Ew, why this? They're going to shun it. They may call it ugly. They may say that it's weak. They may say it don't have any strength. They may say all these different things to justify why they should destroy that thing that is unique, that thing that is different, or is showing up in a I'll say unicorn way, meaning you. They didn't understand you, so this is why they felt that they could destroy you. No. Perspective is in reverse. They didn't understand your perspective because they don't know anything about your perspective. That makes sense? That's the tea. That's the tea. You are the tea. And sometimes you may be bitter to taste, or some people can't handle your type of tea, if that makes sense. When they take a taste of you, and not in a negative way or an intimate way, just figuratively, metaphorically speaking, right? When they get a taste of you, they can't handle the bitterness of you. Oh my God. Wow, what the hell? Sometimes you got to drink the bitter tea in order for you to get to the sweeter things. Sometimes it calls for a person, let's say that you're under the weather, and you know for a fact that this type of tea that you need to drink is not the best of the best. In order for you to get past the bitter, sometimes you may have to add sweeter things to ensure you're able to drink that thing, if that makes sense. You were always sweet, 100% deep within yourself, but they weren't able to get to that point here because they could not pass the bitterness of you. And when I say the bitterness of you, I mean the truth of you. Your truth comes off as very bitter, very brash, very cold sometimes. It sticks. It hits people where they least expect it in their chest, if that makes sense. They can't handle the bitters of your truth. So it's like, ew, patooey. yuck, blah, whoa, I can't stand the collect. This is literally how they face look when they're talking about you. They perceive you as bitter. You're not, though, but it's how they perceive you. You're bitter. Ew, yuck, and yeah, and blah. Stay away from the collective. They don't know what they talk about. Oh, they're insane. Oh, and you're not any of those things. It's because they can't handle the bitterness of your truth. Not realizing that you could have been the actual antidote for them to shift or change the way they perceive things. It's all right. Stay bitter, not in a negative way. I hope that makes sense. I'm not calling you bitter. I'm not. I want to make that very clear, Divine Collective. I'm not calling you bitter at all. I'm just using it as an analogy, okay? I'm going to make that very clear, okay? I don't want to buy, oh, she called. No, honey. No. I ain't calling you bitter, okay? That's how they perceive you. But the bitterness of things tends to, once you get past that bitter, you drink that thing, you be like, oh, God damn, let me get something sweet. I need to add some sugar, some honey to this thing. My God, this thing's so bitter. So, so whatever. And the moment you get past that part, you start to feel better. So basically, when they hear the truth, if they were willing to accept the truth as is or as such, then they should be able to get past the bitter part here. So we have loss, okay? Nah, they need that's all in bush tea. Yeah. Yes, I do agree. Brian Burke says on TikTok, raw is rare. Yes. You ever drank a tea before and didn't put anything inside of it and just drink it because you were told to drink it? Yeah, some raw is rare. Most people can't handle the bitterness of your truth is what I'm saying here. So they want to cut through the bitterness to get to your sweeter points, but they won't be able to get to the sweeter points of you until they're able to swallow the bitterness of your truth, not their truth, because they don't speak truth. They speak lies, which is so hard for them to swallow the bitters that they keep trying to taste. Makes them stuck in their own foolishness here. Oh no, they talk too much truth. Oh, they say they're very mean. You're not mean. Some of y'all are just direct. Yes, I'll even use that in a way. Detox. Your truth detoxes their lies. And they're not ready for that at all. They're not ready to drink the tea of truth. They're not. Family. Look, an apple came out. An apple came out. You were the antidote for them to see the truth for what it was or for what it is. Yes, ex-family, you catch, come on now. You get what I'm saying, brother. Okay? Apple. You were the antidote that they needed to get out of this lies and deceit. And no, I don't want to get out of lies. No, I want to stay in my lies. I don't like the truth. Why do you speak too much truth? I can't take your truth. Well, I'm going to attack you. No, you're not. If you can't handle the collective's truth, stay out the collective's way. Okay? Yeah, the body. Yes. And I mentioned before, when someone gets too much truth or hears too much truth here, it actually can make someone physically sick. And that's what's happening here. Now they're calling for help. Oh, and I need help. And and I can't get out of this. Well, here's the tea. You're going to drink this tea of truth? I don't want that. Okay, well then don't drink it. That's on you. Don't drink it. Sorry. You ever had a detox before and you drank a tea and it made you go to the bathroom, like really, really go to the bathroom? And sometimes after you drink that tea, you're like, oh my God, I should have never drunk this tea. Your stomach starts to hurt, but it starts to detox progress in order for you to get rid of things that no longer serves you here. They refuse to get rid of the lies. So now they're sick with their lies. That makes sense? Justice. Somebody eating an omelet. Every time I come on here, y'all always eating something, okay? Somebody eating steak and potatoes, or you making steak and potatoes? Someone's eating collard greens or mac and cheese. I'm also seeing ramen too. Lots of ramen. Someone's eating lifesavers or what's that? Starburst. So either lifesavers or Starburst. Somebody have like a candy. Someone love candy, or you have a sweet tooth. You love a lot of sweet things. Or you could be sweet with your words too. So take that how that resonates, okay? Or another way is that they were trying to sweeten you with their words, but their words were lies. It's funny how your truth may come off as bitter, but for you, you may consider their lies as a form of bitterness, you know, because you can't stand that person to lie towards you or to lie against you here, if that makes sense. So basically, all in all, they can't handle what they dish, or they can't deal with what they put out in the world is basically what I'm saying. We have help. And then we have anger. Somebody could be born in the 9th month or the 2nd month, the 9th day or the 2nd day, or someone could be born in 1992 or 1929. Take it how it resonates. We have anger, we have help, okay? So now they're angry that they can't get help because freedom is in reverse. Now they're regretting the choices that they made. Someone could be born on the 17th month, or you may have a 17-year-old. This could be happening for 17 years, the past 17 years. Or this may have happened when you were 17 or started at 17. Again, take it how it resonates here. Now, come on, spirit. Now they have lots of regrets of the karma that they ushered in. They did. They ushered it in. I like that. Nora states on YouTube, the words, their words have no sugar. I like that. Yeah. Now they're going through physical pain and the agony. Oh, oh God. This is how they say, what did I do? I can't believe I did that. Yeah, you can believe it because you did it, Karmic. You knew exactly what you were doing with your riffraffness. Yes, I said it, Karmic. You knew exactly what you was doing. You was doing this foolishness here. But anywho, physical pain, because they keep harboring the lies, that lies is going to turn into stress. Yes, that lies is going to turn into stress in any type of way, shape, or form here. And they can't escape the lies because they refuse to relieve the lies. The lies in their body is a form of toxins, right? Again, you are the truth, the bitter truth. But when you drink something bitter, some people think it's like holistically, or it helps you to heal whatever aspect of self, if that makes sense. They're not able to release the lies. So now the lies is more susceptible to start to create some form of growth, which correlates to the C word. Y'all catch my drift. I can't say it on here, you know. We'll just say ailments, okay? Ailments of the body, things of that nature. I'll just put it that way, okay? It starts with a C and ends with a R, okay? Yes, this is why they're sick. Their lies made them sick. And they're seeing everything fall around them, in them, and around them here. They're losing a lot. Losing sense of self, sense of reality. sense of lies and also sense of truth. They're losing everything that they thought were lies. Everything, including themselves. Does that make sense? They're losing everything, including themselves, because they refuse to release the lies. And anything that's not the truth has to change, has to shift, has to go. I'll even put it in this way. Stamp says deep waters. The deeper you go, the more truth you'll find of self. The more you're able to go past the emotional depth of self and dive deeper in self, the more you're going to see the truth of self. They ain't understanding that. Come on, Spirit. It say source and it say calm. It say source and it say calm. The more calm you are, the more you're going to be able to connect to source. The more calm you become with self, the more it's easier for you to connect to source. You don't realize flowers grow in quietness? Have you ever heard a flower angry or loud or ruffling its feathers? Have you ever heard an actual flower grow? Have you? Or a plant grow? A plant grows in silence. You just see it after it grows. 1 minute you plant that seed, next minute I'll even use my peppers. I've been trying to grow peppers for the longest. My first time. And I planted that seed back in March. We in September, October now. Almost October. And I'm just now seeing the fruits of my labor from that particular green pepper. I forgot all about it. I still nurture it. I wasn't rushing it. I was very patient, but I was like, yeah, I know something good gonna come out of it. And when I least expected, because the day before it wasn't there, but the next day I came, I was like, wait, whoa. Oh, wow, I got green peppers. You are a plant. You are a flower. Whether you're a man or a woman, just hear me out, okay? You are a plant or you are a flower. Plants grow in stillness. Flowers grow in stillness. You would never see it until they're ready to debut its time or debut its petals or debut its produce. That's you. In the midst of the storm, be calm. Be calm. Thank you. You can even go back to that actual song, Wade in the Water, and you can read the lyrics. It literally says, God is going to trouble the waters. Wade in the water, be still in the waters, while God comes along and start to trouble the waters. Meaning you are safe in this watery space that you're in, despite your emotions. You're safe. Cry it out. Do what you got to do. Be still, though, as you cry. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Be still. Cry, but be still. Once you finish crying, that's when the troubled waters start to come in around you. Not within you, around you. That's why God is going to trouble the waters. If that makes sense. So anyone that's in your troubled waters, they're susceptible to the chaos, not you. They come a distraction to themselves. That's the free message. They become the distraction to themselves despite them trying to put you in troubled waters. And they end up getting stuck in the same said troubled waters that they wanted for you. Checkmate. It's a checkmate, man. Come on, Spirit, educate. Okay, I'm talking. Listen, the gems. I'm dropping the gems. I hope y'all writing this down. Y'all can't say I'm beginning y'all the gems. Write this down, y'all, for real. Write it down. Love, yes. Okay. And that's where you're going to be operating. Yes. Come on. We got learning here. Learning. You're learning about yourself. You're educating yourself about self. You're learning that it is okay to live a life of peace. It is okay to live peacefully internally. And this is where the love and happiness comes in. Oh, okay, yeah, I can love myself. Yes, you can. You sure can. Who's going to tell you something different? Oh, you can't love yourself. Yes, you can. You should love yourself. And the more you love yourself, the more happier you become. Come on. Okay. I keep telling y'all, come on, boo. Y'all got stuff to do on this thing called Earth, okay? I don't want to hear no more sad stories. Y'all got stuff to do, okay? Let's get it, boo. Yes, come on. Leadership. High vibrance, Libra or Gemini, okay? This is Divine Collective I'm speaking to. You are high vibrance, Libra or Gemini here. You can be born in the 6th month of June. Someone could be 36, 66, or 63. Again, take a high resonance. It could be 31. But you are leading yourself down a path of peace, calm, love, and happiness. That's the real reward. That's the real reward. Vitality. Okay, you could be a Taurus, or they could be. However it resonates, Taurus. You could be 32 years old, or 23. Or you may love fig or fig Newtons. Or maybe you make your own figs. Okay? Hey, good morning. Positivity looks great on you, boo. It sure do. It looks great on you. And if no one or people around you don't like your positivity, them not your peoples. Huh? Those are not your peoples. You could be a Leo, high vibrance Leo, or high vibrant Aries. You could be turning 40 this year. You could be turning 44 this year. You may live on the 44th block of something. Don't put that down here. Don't put your information address. I'm just giving confirmations, okay? You can live on 40th Street, 40th Avenue, maybe 44th Avenue, or 44th Boulevard, 44th Street. Maybe you have 44 your address. Don't put that down here. That's just confirmation, okay? Don't put nothing that's, don't put no address, nothing like that. Just confirming for you. That's all. Hope. Hope. Someone's name could be Hope. Strong Taurus. You could be 38 years old. Someone's name is Hopkins. Hopkinson's. John Hopkins Hospital. Maybe you work there. You don't have to put that down either. Just confirming for you. Or there's something specific surrounding John Hopkins, or maybe you had a child at John Hopkins, or maybe you're having a child at John Hopkins, okay? But yeah, you are very wholesome here. What sign is that? Aquarius. You could be a high vibrant Aquarius here. I like that. So Therese states on YouTube, they can't stand my smile. Good. Keep smiling and smile more. Keep smiling and smile more, boo. It looks great on you, okay? Keep smiling. You could be a Scorpio, or they could be, however it resonates. But the longevity of this all, or the energy of this all here, is that you are going to live a very, very peaceful life. I don't care what age you are. It don't matter what age you are. As long as you're able to find peace with yourself, your life is going to extend in such ways that you never anticipate. But in order for that to happen, you must have peace with self. Gotta have peace with self. We got Libra. We have Sag. Gemini. They can't arrest you for smiling. Wouldn't that be a thing, child? That'd be weird as hell. Aries. That's so weird, though. Scorpio. Hey, Joy. Go over here now. Joy. Pump it up and rain. Sunshine. I'm so right here when I saw Joy's name. Capricorn. Good song, though. Libra. Sagittarius, okay? Cancer. Hey, Venus. Leo. And Capricorn. Thank you. All right, thank you, Kylie. So if that resonated with you guys, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell again. I want the best for y'all. I sure do. I want y'all to go out there. I want you to be freaking great. If they in your way, just bowl them out the way. You are that bowling ball. And if 10 pins in your way, knock them out. Give them a strike, okay? You deserve to be happy. You deserve to be well. You deserve to be healthy. You deserve to smile. You deserve to la-di-da. You deserve whatever it is that you want in your big old heart. All right. Love you guys. Thank you so much for your immense support. Don't forget to grab a copy of this book. I do have another book that's coming out. I do. But for the meantime, yeah, Wisdom Beyond Wounds is readily available for purchase on Amazon. So if you do get a copy, decide to get a copy, make sure you send me an email or so. You know, I'll use it as promotion. I'm being honest here. And yeah, just let everybody know we teaching each other over here. If that makes sense, we're going to grow, we're going to thrive. We're not surviving. We're going to grow, we're going to thrive. Okay? Love you guys. Thank you so much. Take care. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you, TikTok. Love ya. Instagram, Facebook. See you later. Somebody eating donuts, powdered donuts, or chocolate covered donuts. But that's what I'm tasting. But I'll see you on the next one. See you later. Love you guys. Love you too. Mwah. You're the best. Talk to you soon.